In this segment, we're going to talk about select fabric, and that's found here on the top toolbar. It's also found when you start a new design. So I'm going to go ahead and choose new. And the very first thing it asks me is what kind of fabric will you use. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with embroidery normal, standard normal. We'll choose a pink piece of, actually we'll go with a dark blue piece of fabric and say next. And I'm just going to choose to start a new graphic and finish. So now I have my fabric on my screen, and what I'm going to do is choose edit text. I'm just going to click a prompt and put my name down. Okay, so where we've got my name Trevor in a Bauhaus sort of heavy, so fairly fat letters, and I'm going to select that, and I'll just put it in the center of my hoop, and I'll maybe just make it a little bit bigger so that it's easy for us to see the stitching of this. And I'm going to choose satin stitch for the type of stitch for these letters. Okay, so it looks something like this. I'm going to close my sequence manager. And first thing I'm going to do is show, if I choose slow redraw, and then I push start. Okay, so right now I'm just going to stop and scroll in. You can see what we've got here. We get an edge underlay, we get a zigzag underlay, and then we get the satin stitches that cover it up. Okay, that's the way it sews. Now, the topic here is just changing the fabric type. And so right now what I'm going to do is come up to the top and show you that I can choose select fabric. And I have the ability to change it. So we'll go from sort of embroidery normal to, let's go to embroidery light. And I'll choose embroidery standard light and say OK. So we've changed the style of fabric from embroidery normal to embroidery light. And now I'm going to go ahead and choose slow redraw, and we'll watch it sew again. So I'll push start. And you notice right away that, I'll stop. We're getting the, so start and stop. See, we're getting the satin stitches, and we're getting very little underlay stitching. It looks like it's just basically a travel line to travel through, and a little bit of edge underlay, but not even specifically following along the edges and no zigzag underlay. Now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go to the fabric choice again, and this time we'll go to ultralight and say OK. And we'll choose slow redraw again. And so this time you can see that there's literally no underlay. It just simply travels down and starts the satin column. So the concept here is, by changing that style of fabric, it actually changes the way a design will sew. And you have the ability to come in, change the fabric. So now we'll go to embroidery heavy and see what it does for embroidery heavy. And so again, slow redraw, push start. And so here you can see you get that full edge run plus zigzag that you get when you have thicker fabric like corduroy or fleece. So very important to choose the style of fabric that kind of emulates the style of embroidery. And I find that using slow redraw is a great way to learn how the objects that you've created will sew combined with the style of fabric that you've selected. So this is the button here that you're going to choose to select a new style of material.